Agreed. Good evening, all. Welcome you all to the day 19 session of our training program. So, we'll start with our session today. So, till yesterday, we had a great session. So till yesterday, we had great sessions regarding the software parts, hardware parts, and the software analysis, flight mission planning softwares, and the sensor technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning. काफी सारे discussions हुए हैं. Or I was also the speaker, and there were national and international speakers who had enlightened us regarding the things. And so you are at the pace, and we all are at the pace of the end of our training sessions, where you have from the beginning you have learned the basics of a drone, not in perspective of agriculture. What is a drone? Whenever, especially when we speak regarding the agriculture drones, it is completely different. And to know what is the difference between agriculture drone and other things, you are supposed to know the basics of the drone. So from day 3 session, we started with the basics of the drone, where we discussed regarding the hardware components, software components, their electronic parts, PCB boards, motors, propellers, the plastic frames, rods, everything we discussed so far. And what is the technology involved in this flight mission planning or the software missions, and everything we discussed from the things. So So moving forward, today as the complete sessions, including the standard operating procedures, which are given by the government, we have discussed in detail session. As I told you, there is a technology, there is a transfer of the knowledge of the technology, what we had given it to you. And then there should be a proper utilization of the technology, any technology in any perspective. See, drone is a technology which has equal advantages and disadvantages, dono equally hai usme. So what are we supposed to do is nothing but the technology, whatever we are utilizing, wherever we are utilizing, we are supposed to utilize it in an advantageous manner, meritorious manner, not in confining the disastrous events within drones or making disadvantage or this use of a technology. So that's why we had a long session on standard operating procedures. And you are flying a drone, which is an unmanned aerial vehicle, which works on a principle of airlift, thrust, and so on. And most of the physics things are concerned related to that. I'm not going in deep to it. So we discussed very lot things along with that. And so you are supposed to take environmental conditions also. As you are moving forward aircraft, which is called as an unmanned aerial vehicle, so you are supposed to take care of the environmental conditions. It's not like driving a car or a two-wheeler. It is like driving a vehicle in the air, not on the land. So you're supposed to take care of the environmental conditions and the traffic rules. We say air traffic rules. So that and all we discussed in the standard operating procedures. What are the air traffic rules you're supposed to follow? If any obstacle comes, what is the information you're supposed to give to the surrounding people, and how to vacate the people, and how to inform them. Everything we have discussed in the standard operating procedures. And later we had the sessions on software systems, where you people got a complete insight on once the data is collected, how to manage it, how to process it, and what are the softwares which are available in the top market to process them. And once you have processed it, how to interpret the results, and what are the different kinds of processing, orthomosaic, NDVI, depending upon the vegetative index calculation, we have processed the images. Depending upon the thermal temperature, we have processed the images. Depending upon the laser technology, we have processed the image. So these were some of the technologies what we have used so far. So today we are, you people know, and we as a Chinese have transferred the complete knowledge related to how to use this technology and what is the scale of this technology and how important is the implementation of this technology in agriculture. So whenever you speak regarding this technology, whenever you think, I'm not going into any other applications apart from agriculture, because drone is a thing which has n number of applications in many industries. We can divert it to any pace, any scale. So I'm constraining my talk to agriculture. From the day one, we are just constraining the talk to agriculture. Only in day 3, when I was teaching you the basics of the drone, we went out of part along with that, because I was completely wanted to share the knowledge with you people related to the other industries also, because you know the technology, but when you want to completely learn from a technology and utilize it in a better way, you are supposed to know the overall information of the technology. That's why we just had a brief discussion for 5 to 10 minutes on the other industries also. So apart from that, I'll again come back to the agriculture, because when we move out of the agriculturalist, it is a very huge discussion which goes. So coming to the agriculture, it is a very, very important device, a robotic device, you can say, an unmanned aerial vehicle, which is having n number of applications, not only one. For example, your weedicide spraying robot is only applicable for weedicide spraying, or weed removal robot is only applicable for weedicide removal, or your soil sensing systems or soil sensing applications, or your soil sensing processing devices or anything, they are only constrained to one single application. But drone is a device which is comprising of many applications. You can spray the pesticides, you can spray the fertilizers, you can analyze the field, you can analyze the soil, you can plan the management, irrigation system you can monitor, livestock you can monitor, and many more are there. So giving importance to all these applications, giving a point to all these applications, the government. Because when a government comes up with any scheme, or when a government comes up with any of the budgets in the scheme or projects in the scheme, it's very, very important to know that our Indian government, central government, has announced a budget in January related to this Drone Shakti project, where they have announced the subsidies for the scheme. So in that constraint, we'll today be discussing in the first half of our session, what are the schemes which are available in the government, and when did they announce it, and what is the stage of it, we'll be discussing. Apart from that, what is your career opportunities in this sector, and how can you divert your career opportunities from a job level, from an entrepreneurship point of view, and the franchisee point of view. We'll be discussing all those. Just give me a minute, let me. Just a minute. So first we'll move on with the government schemes, and later we'll move on with the career opportunities, what you can get in this industry. And on with I'll just brief about what we are working on. Okay. So prior to when I was introducing the agricultural drones to the people, I used to stress that if the government is coming up with the subsidies, if the government is giving you so importance to this technology, it is just because of its application. How we can vary a device to perform in applications is the one place where the government is coming up with most of the subsidies, most of the loan schemes, most of the funding systems, most of the venture capitalists, or most of your investment cycles are moving towards this drone technology, because this is the age of the drone age, you can say. From the past 2 to 3 years, we are seeing the wonders created by the drone. Even in the COVID times, for the sanitization, we use drones, where we manually, because the manual movement, the social movement was not so much available in the COVID time. In that time also, the drones were helpful for us to supply the medical supplements, supply the in time required any emergency purpose products, we were able to supply it. So that is the one which we saw in the past couple of years. But moving towards the agriculture drone system, agriculture drone world, there are many applications. From day one, we are discussing all applications: how you can save the crop, how you can increase the harvest, how you can spray the system, how you can decrease the pesticides with the precise farming techniques, how you can identify the pest at the early stages and save the crop, how you can analyze the harvest, and many more we are coming up with. and you can still, there is a very huge scope in the research and development of more applications. See, this is a device which is not restricted to only one application. Still you have many of these purposes, whether you're on a research perspective or a business perspective or expanding networking perspective. Each and every place has an opportunity to for you people to work on it. And you being the agriculture graduates, most of you are from the agriculture background, and you being the agriculture graduates of UGP, GPHDs, PDFs, you have more opportunity, more exposure to the end user. Because as I told you, this is a technology that end user is residing in the farming sector. That is nothing but farmers. So you reaching to the farmers, your universities, your colleges reach to the farmers is very easy than a private limited company or a multinational company reaching to the farmers. So you being the agriculture graduates, going through you, why we have organized the training program, though we are the manufacturers, though we have created the technologies, though we have a huge business plan to expand it over the globe, why there is a need to organize the trainings, why there is a need to transfer the industries, because of this. Because you people approaching the farmers or you people approaching them is very easier through your colleges or through your networks, is very easier, because you know the of speaking to the farmers, you know the phase what's going on in the field, you know the surrounding uh, things which is happening in the farming sector. Because most of you are, would have been from the agriculture background, or your family members would have been from the agriculture, where at least you can tap into a district, or at least you can tap into your village places very easily than us. So this is what the motto trying to operate. And wanted to make it an opportunity for you people also to enhance your knowledge in this sector and to make the best out of this thing. Because what will happen if we keep inside the company and we want to work with the farmers, we want to work with the farmers every day, we start saying it, and there will be no approach. The out of start marketing strategy is not so well, or out of marketing people are not so well, it is not the way we approach. So everything, every tap in marketing strategy we are tapping in, every system, each and every place wherever we are supposed to do the marketing, wherever we are into tapping the market, we are doing the things. So moving forward, if the government is coming up with so and so subsidies, so and so schemes, and many subsidy schemes, there is a very huge scope for this market, whereas there is very huge scope for this technology. Even you people can see, if we would have organized a training program on biofertilizers manufacturing or a biopesticides manufacturing, we wouldn't have got this amount of crowd. Because you know the worth of this technology also, before we telling or we transferring the complete knowledge to you people in this 21 days training program, you people know the worth of this technology, and at least you have the idea that this is the technology of the future, which is a futuristic technology in field of agriculture, and you wanted to learn it, you wanted to know it, so you are here. So that is the scale you are understanding regarding this technology. But whereas government would have done so much of research and development, so much of advisory boards are there, so many ministers are there, so many experts are there, and the things where they are giving them the insights that this is the futuristic technology. And if you announce the subsidies, if you announce the schemes according to this technology, if you announce the projects on this basis, this will be helpful for the farming, this will be helpful for the farmers. That is where we being the government can reach out to the farmers. Even 2 to 3 decades back, or even 15 years back, there are the subsidy schemes which are available to the farmers to buy the tractors or the other mechanized devices like that only. This is the age of the drone, the tractor age is done, this is the age of the drone, where the government has come up with many schemes, many initiatives, many subsidies to reach out to the farming sector. And in the 2 doubt clearing sessions also, I had many questions related to the government schemes and subsidies which are offered by the government to the students, to the colleges. This is the one which I'm going to discuss in detail, because each and every sector, if it is an institute, if you are a student, if you want to buy, or if you are a FP or a FC or CHCs, these schemes are different, the percentages are different, and I don't want to give you a vague idea or a random percentage and tell you this is the one which you are supposed to get, because once I tell about the students, people will start questioning me about the universities. That's why I restricted the topic, saying that your all answers will be given in the day 19 session. So we are at the things now. The government has been announced. So the government has announced many schemes, many initiatives that has come up with from the past 6 months, and you would have seen in the November, September, and October, these months of 2021, they have announced the standard operating procedures, some drone rules to be followed, and many things came up. After once this drones rules have come up, standard operating procedures for the agricultural drone use have been come up. They had come up with this government initiatives and the government projects related to this drone schemes. So there was an announcement. These all government initiatives or the subsidies were announced in the financial budget that was which was presented by Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister. So as used for Kisan drones to funding agriculture startups and many other things which we'll be discussing in today's session. So this was announced in budget 2022 on January. So moving forward, if the government has announced it is the well-worth technology, which is a futuristic technology, knowing the applications of it, they have come up with this. So moving forward, there are top 6 categories in this loan schemes, in the subsidy schemes. Loans we'll discuss once the subsidies are done. In this subsidy schemes, what has been announced by the governments for the benefit of FPOs, for the benefit of agriculture colleges, agriculture graduates, and farmers. So in this stratification, we'll be discussing one by one in detail. So if the first and the farmers, they gave the importance to the agriculture colleges. As I told you at the beginning of the session itself, that moving So moving through the agriculture universities, moving through the agriculture graduates, because there are lakhs and lakhs of students who are finishing their graduations. I'm not speaking about engineering. I'm speaking about the agriculture right now. You being the agriculture UG, PG graduates, lakhs and lakhs of people have been graduated from year to year from many colleges, rural agriculture colleges, urban agriculture colleges, from the central colleges, state colleges, and Krishi Vignana Kendras, ICR institutions, and many more. In this constraint, what will happen is you are the one who will be directly interacting with the farmers most of the times, rather than the multinational companies, rather than the private limited companies. You people being the agriculture graduates are the one who will be interacting with the farmers very directly. Interacting with the farmers very directly. When we approach you, when the technology is transferred to you, or a knowledge related to an agriculture technology like drones, robotics is transferred to you, when you interact with the farmers, you will directly in the touch with them. So me employing 100 employees and asking them to market is different. I training 1,000+ students in this training program and going through you, reaching to you to the farmers is different. This is another marketing strategy, another marketing technique you can see. And there are many colleges, and as I told you from the day 2 session itself, this is my 35th or 36th talk on the agriculture drones, where we have done individual 1 hour sessions, weekend sessions, 1 day whole Sunday sessions, and offline training programs, or 7-day sessions, or 15-day sessions. And this is one which we are doing for 21 days. So this is the maximum number of days which we have done. Last and all in the past times, we had 15 days, 1 week sessions also, which were going on for the agriculture. So moving in that, coming to the government initiatives, as I told you, you people from the agriculture, the graduate colleges, or from in perspective of agri graduates, if we are moving through, the approach is very easier when compared to other systems. So what will happen in this constraint? Keeping this point in view, the government has announced 100% subsidy up to 10 lakhs of grant funding for drones purchases to FMTTIs, that's the local technical institutes, ICAR institutions, that is your agriculture colleges which come under the ICR sector, that is IISR, the Sugarcane Research Institute, which is under IISR, who is our collaborator for this program. Like that, and Krishi Vignana Kendras, the small colleges where there are some trainings, annual trainings, or the quarterly trainings will be going on, and state and central agriculture universities. Centrals are nothing but your ICR institutions. So if any category of college or if any category of institutions fall under this, those people will be getting 10 lakhs of grant funding. That is 10 lakhs will be given to them as a subsidy or the grant to purchase this product, agriculture drones. To purchase this, 10 lakhs grant has been given to the colleges, and many of the colleges have been got and purchased from us also. So next is farmer producing organizations. So if you are a college and if your college wants to buy the drone, there are readily available 10 lakhs of grant which is given by the government to do this. And moving forward to the next strata or the next classification is nothing but your farmer producing organizations. So most of you are from agriculture background and agriculture graduates. You would have known this organizations working very well. Farmers producing organizations where the localites, the farmers will be the directors or the core members of this organization, and they will be running a community of community organization to benefit their co-mates, like co-farmers, you can say. So once this FPO is formed, there is a community decisions or the meetings which is going to happen to take care of the further things. For example, a tractor, the subsidy is given, but a farmer having half acre, 1 acre of land, there is no use of him buying the tractor and making a huge investment on that, though the subsidies are available. So in that case, the FPO buys the tractor, is availing the subsidies, and there are many other schemes which are given to this FPOs also to purchase the things to make it available to the local farmers, like a center where you have the center, custom hiring centers like that. The FPO is ahead of it. So where you can buy the systems, keep it as in the FPO and give the service to the farmers. Whenever a farmer requires around your village or district, you can distribute it to them. It's like a co-committee where you can work along together for the betterment of the farming community. So that is one thing. So in the case of it is nothing but your farmer producing organization, 70% of the grant funding is given for the purchase of the drones. Totally 75% of the grant funding is to. Then if any farmer wants to hire the agriculture drones for the service, any farmer, for example, who has 2 acres, 3 acres, and the analysis throughout hectare, that is 1 hectare. The hectare is nothing but 3.5 acres. Per hectare, they are giving 6,000 rupees of funding. That is 100% funding of 6,000 rupees per farmer per hectare for hiring the agriculture drones. This is the service concept, because if once the FPO has bought it, again there are few class of farmers where they are not able to even give up for the services. Then in that case, they have this grant funding of up to 6,000 per hectare, which is completely given by the government. And then if any custom hiring centers, as I told you, these custom hiring centers are the centers at a particular village where the farmers can avail the services one by one. Like for example, the tractor is there, whenever they require, they can book and hire it. Like in your library, how will you take the books? Like that itself. These are the custom hiring centers. So in these centers, coming to the picture, any center has been set up by the cooperative societies of the farmers, FPOs, or rural entrepreneurs. Anybody, if they set up these custom hiring centers in a particular village, 40% of grant up to 4 lakhs has been given to the these custom hiring centers, particularly to this custom hiring centers. And these custom hiring centers can be set up by rural entrepreneurs like agri graduates or anybody in the village, or the FPOs, already established FPOs can set up this custom hiring centers, or the cooperative societies of the farmers. Before this, farmers producing organizations were into the cooperative. So they can also come into the picture, and they can also start this custom hiring centers where they have the system to give away the drones for hiring, for renting, for 1 acre, half acre, anything. So what is the service required to a particular farmer in that particular village, they'll be able to do it through this custom hiring centers. I'll tell you the franchisee concept or the model which we are following as a multinational company, but still this is the government to encourage the rural or the people to move into rural entrepreneurship, because most of the farming works are tedious. That's why most of the rural people coming to these generation rural people are coming to the urban areas in search of other kind of employments or other sources of employment to generate income. But whereas when this kind of opportunities are there, when this kind of technologically based opportunities are there, any entrepreneur, any rural entrepreneur, any person who is residing in rural areas, or any agri graduate who wants to serve their community, or any person who wants to serve the farming community can avail this, can set up the custom hiring centers and avail this subsidy scheme of up to 40%, up to 4 lakhs. So you will get 4 lakhs of subsidy in that. That is nothing but your grant fund. And apart from that, if you really want to start this customer, what I have spoken, 12 lakhs, that is what maximum 4 lakhs will be given to you. So reach up to 10 lakhs of proposal where you get 40% of the subsidies. That is nothing but your grant fund, where you can pitch up to 10 lakhs. That is the maximum limit. 4 lakhs is your maximum limit, and if you pitch for 10 lakhs, 40 lakhs will be given out of it as a 50%. But if you still want to move higher, still want to make it higher, you want to have 10 drones in a particular district, rather than starting in a particular village, you're starting in a particular district. So in regards, if you're starting in a particular district, there are hundreds of villages which will come into that particular district. On an average, at least 50 to 60 villages will be there. So in that constraint, what will happen? You are supposed to start the CHCs in a large scale, or the high-tech hubs, which are will be in the larger scale with a good infrastructure. So in that time, what will happen? There's a scheme about the subsidy scheme or loan schemes. There's a scheme called Agriculture Infrastructure Fund for the purchase of the drones. So I'll be moving through this, and we'll be discussing further about this Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. What is the limit, and what is the things which we are supposed to do for making this Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. So that is the one. Then apart from that, if you want to start your high-tech hubs, that is what complete infrastructure based in a particular district, this is the one AIF scheme, you can try for that. Apart from that, if 50% up or 5 lakhs of grant, up to 5 lakhs of grant funding is given to the agriculture graduates if you want to establish the custom hiring centers and to purchase the drones. So whatever the person was there, it is for the establishment by the rural entrepreneurs, establishment of the custom hiring centers by the FPOs or the cooperative societies of the farmers. But you being the agricultural graduates, if you really want to the subsidies or the grant funding is given to you. 5 lakhs. That is, you can again pitch up to 10 lakhs, where you will be getting 5 lakhs, and 5 lakhs for your investment. Are the 6 major strata of the applications or major strata of subsidies, grant funding, which is given in the government initiative schemes. Apart from this, there are many opportunities, there are many career perspectives which are there. We'll be discussing in the moving front. Just give me a minute. Sorry. So moving forward, we'll discuss what are the career opportunities. These are the schemes. Many people asked me in the doubt clearing sessions also, schemes क्या होता है और किस किस के लिए कितना परसेंटेज का सब्सिडीज है, किस किस के लिए कितना ग्रांट फंड है, वो सब काफी सारे क्वेश्चंस आए थे. ऑलमोस्ट लगभग 40-45 questions I got. As per my calculation, I got this amount of questions from your people. So that's why I told you this is a very huge topic of 20 to 25 minutes, which I wanted to discuss in detail, not to give you a vague idea or just telling you that what is this, because many of the people who are in the first year and the second year, they don't know the concept of FPOs, they don't know the concept of CHCs, that is the farmer producing organizations, and custom hiring centers. So I wanted to clearly explain you the things and give you the complete data, not just randomly giving you something. Yes, F will get a 75%, students will get 50%. I didn't wanted to do that because there are many things which are linked with this 50%. There are many things which are linked with this 45%. So that's why I wanted to explain you in detail and skip the questions there by telling all your questions will be answered in day 20th session. So moving forward, apart from subsidies, if you're not an FPO, if you're not an agriculture graduate who don't start an entrepreneurship journey, or if you want to start a custom hiring center, what you can do is job opportunities. Because while registration also might call career opportunity, what would be the job opportunities? I understand everybody will be interested in franchisee business model, or everybody will not be interested in starting the business or starting the entrepreneurship journey, because it's there according to their mindset. I can't judge it, right? Even I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I didn't have any job options. I didn't attend any one interview also in my college, though my college was having international placements, though it was a community based college of international students. I didn't wanted to attend any interview, and there were many companies also which came in, but I didn't wanted to do that. But I wanted to start my journey as an entrepreneurship, and my complete focus and my complete interest was dwelling into this. That's why I started, and I'm here almost from 2 to 3 years. That is was my which I was doing to completely start my business, to make it scale it up, to get build a network. So everybody won't appreciate this much of work, or everybody will not don't want to do this. Their mindset will dwell on job opportunities, career opportunities. What is the job we can get? What is the package we can get? Yes, I appreciate that, because everybody becomes the entrepreneur, there will be no workers. So there are equal opportunities for you to venture into the business. Also, there are equal opportunities for you to grab a job opportunity also. So I have put the title job opportunity in this $1 billion industry. Yes, this is a $1 billion industry. Coming to the agriculture perspective, I'm not speaking regarding any of the other streams here. I'm literally speaking about the agriculture here. Agriculture drones respective to the agriculture sector. So why it is a $1 billion industry is nothing but, so see, there are opportunities. First, I'll speak about the opportunities, then we'll come back to the jobs. So there are opportunities in the hardware component sector. There are opportunities in the software component sector. There are opportunities in service sector, which is capturing the major market today. And there are opportunities in the agri-tech companies. There are opportunities in the renting the systems. There are opportunities in the manufacturing sector. There are opportunities in manufacturing. Coming to manufacturing opportunities, you have the opportunities to manufacture PCB boards. There are the electronic components, that is nothing but your flight controllers, electronic speed controllers, your GPS module, basic electronic boards and navigation systems, and even in your so all these comprises your electronic components, and there is a huge scope of manufacturing this electronic components also, because what's happening in today's scenario is most of the imports are banned from China. I'm not saying completely banned, still there are many imports which are coming up, but most of the imports from the China have been banned completely. So there is a huge system, there is a huge opportunities for you to venture into the manufacturing of this electronics. No, I don't want to enter into the manufacturing of electronics because it doesn't support, my educational background doesn't support the systems, because electronics manufacturing or PCB boards manufacturing literally requires a engineering degree in electronics and communication, or a skill or a knowledge in that particular electronic sector. I totally agree and understand. So if you really want to risk, you can learn the systems and you can risk, because me being a molecular biologist, I'm telling you from the beginning. So me being a molecular biologist, we are venturing into manufacturing of lithium ion batteries, PCB boards and other electronic parts, because we want to make this product completely made in India. Make in India concept. So we are venturing into all this in this couple of months. The projects are going on, the proposals are done. So we are venturing into this. So apart from that, you can even venture into battery manufacturing. Again, it is again the electronic parts. The lithium polymer batteries is a very huge sector, very huge lengthy process of manufacturing, and very huge amount of investments will carry out on that. So depending upon your capacities, your backgrounds, you can start that. If you don't want to, okay, most of you people are from agriculture background, and if you don't want to venture into this agriculture system, you can venture into the manufacturing of drones. That is, you can get all these parts from the different manufacturers and you can assemble into it. That is another entrepreneurship opportunity where you can focus on. For that also, you require a CAD designer, you require a electrician, you require a technical assistance and everything, because you can't copy somebody's design and work on it. You are supposed to make your design from the scratch and work on it. Why there are different drones in the market is because of this. There is no such standard. There is no such only one single Android phone in the market, right? The Oppo versions are different, the Vivo versions are different, the Apple versions are different. Like that, only when you're working with this electronic device, you are supposed to make a difference in that. Yes, your motto and objective is to spray the systems, but still your spray and drones design must be different. It should be of your own. It should be patentable, like that. So that is another sector where you can venture. And apart from that, if you want to venture in software systems, AI based analytical system, crop analytical systems, and many more, you have many opportunities in that sector if you want to start as an entrepreneurship journey. And this is a $1 billion industry, and you can expand it to many verticals. Me being agriculture graduate, I didn't start the Aviana for this. I started as a pharma sector first, pharma business first, pharma R&D first. Later, we diverted into this because we saw the scope in this. We saw the expertise in this who are in our advice group. So that is how you will, once you start the journey, you will get n number of opportunities, n number of systems where you can venture into it, where you can expand your knowledge, where you can expand your business and generate the income. And wherever you apply your knowledge, your basics should be strong. You should be skilled enough to manage the things. If you have started an organization and you want to know how it runs, and if your technical team is not there, you are supposed to handle it. Yes, you are supposed to be capable of handling it. If you're not having a technical knowledge, you are supposed to be capable of getting a technical team lead or a technical team person to work on it. If you're not in the electronic systems, no, it's not a big hell or a big mistake there. But if you're not able to arrange a person who knows the electronic system, there you lose your, there you lose control on your organization. That is what we don't recommend in the organizations, because whenever you set your business, whenever you set your mindset to start a business or start an entrepreneurship journey, along with this, with any of the projects, I'm not stressing the agriculture drones, any of the things, you are supposed to be capable, you are supposed to build that capabilities, qualities to withstand any kind of tensions, withstand any kind of challenges, withstand any kind of problems, and to get the solutions for it. Anything can happen. From morning I had many issues in the organizations, I'm capable of solving it. You're supposed to build that capabilities to solve it, not saying that I'm not going to do this. You're supposed to build that capabilities to solve to the maximum extent, and make sure that you're not supposed to encounter that problems in the next cycle. So that is what is going on in the industry. Even if you go out and work for a job, we'll come back to job. So if you go out and work for a job, it's not like submitting a late assignment or having a least as tenants in the college. It's completely different. You're supposed to maintain on just your work before the deadlines like that. So outside world is completely different. And being an employee of a company, you're supposed to do the justice for the salaries which have been paid, or do the justice for the objectives which you have signed in the agreement, that I'll be working so and so hours, I'll be working so and so days. That is what you're as an employee. So moving towards the job opportunities, apart from the EDPs, that is entrepreneurship development opportunities, I have already highlighted what are the things: software, hardware, assembling, manufacturing, and so on. Apart from that, if you move on to the job opportunities, you know, there are most of the companies which are into this agri-tech based. Now the companies are venturing into agri technologies. Even Adani Group of Industries, while our training was going on, there was a news article before a week or 10 days, I guess, which they have bought a 50% stake in the an agriculture drone company. That is, they have been approached by a, they have also approached us also, but there was a complete deny from our side, and they have bought another company. That is not my discussion of topic, but they have brought. So you can understand the phase, you can understand the value of the thing what you are learning today. So that is the value in the market. So there are many people who are companies who are venturing into it. Adani groups are coming, even Syngenta, Bayer, everybody contacted us, but there was a complete rejection and full stop for the discussions which were made by me. Yes, so that is the scope of industry. So every agricultural company who has not started this yet, they are venturing into this. So you have a very huge scope to work on this, and you have a plenty of job opportunities in this sector. And this 21 days training program, which has been created with national and international bodies, will aid a value to your career, will aid a value to your resume or a curriculum with you, where if you go for a job, where if you go for an interview, they'll ask, what have you, who learned on these things, what have you been learned in this 21 days training program, and you have a plenty of things to explain them. Though they can shoot back you have the capacities to answer, because in this 21 days training program, what we did, we started from the scratch, we started from the basics to enlighten you regarding the topics. So there are many plenty of job opportunities, lakhs and lakhs of job opportunities which you can find in the coming couple of years in this sector. And this training program, you are at the right place taking our training, that which will add the valuation to your resume. And I can say completely, this training certificate will not fetch you any job, will not fetch you anything. The knowledge, whatever we have been transferred, knowledge which have been given to you by the national and international speakers, with different technologies, with different videos, training sessions, and so on, you are supposed to make the best utilization of it. Then only you will build a greater career. So these are the job opportunities and the further things which you have can venture into this billion-dollar industry. So moving back to the entrepreneurship opportunity, whenever you want to do entrepreneurship or an entrepreneurship development, you choose the entrepreneurship as your journey, you're supposed to register your company. Coming to the registration, a good name with a registration for if you want to venture into single proprietorship, you can do the proprietorship registration, or a two proprietorship registration, single one, both are available. And if you want to work on with the private limited company, that is the highest scale what we do register, you can work on that out. Or if you want to just go as an MSME, that is medium and small scale industries, you can still go into that. And there are many schemes which are available for particular category of registrations what you have from the government, maybe the subsidies or maybe the loan schemes, everything are available. So once you done the registrations, you are supposed to create the detailed project report, like what is your founders details, your co-founders details, your team details, what are your project details. Coming to project details, you are supposed to fill in the details like where you started, the right information of your project, and what are the objectives of your project, what are the applications of your project, what are the financials. So this is a brief note on what is your project, why, when, and what. So coming to the financials, how much you require, what is your spending, or you have started from your personal funds. Also every month what are amounts you are spending, and what are the expectations you have from the next year. Any business, I'll tell you, any business will not yield you most amount of profits in the day one or day two. It will take 3 to 6 months to yield a greater amount of profits. It's not like starting a grocery shop. It's a very huge business what you're venturing into in this sector. I'm speaking particularly in this sector. So you're supposed to have that amount of patience to work along with that amount of patience to stay in the sector, manage in the sector, sustain. Any business will be successful when the sustainability of the business is successful. You are supposed to wait with the patience until and you get the right opportunity to click in. I would have accepted the Adani's offer, or I would have accepted the Syngenta Bayer offer, but I didn't do that because I didn't want to do that. I want my brand to be in the market. Selling out my shares or selling out my company is a day one deal. But 1 day deal for me or a 24 hours deal for me, I'll get the amount. That's not a big deal. But I want my brand in the market. I want myself to sustain. Not like selling the product which I have worked on from 3 years to somebody else. Even Shakti group of companies have been approached. Many people have approached us, but there was a mere reply of no to everybody. So sustainability is very, very important. The DPR depends upon your project, how you want to take up, whether you are doing for an investment, whether you are doing for a loan, or whether you are doing for a venture capitalist investment. The DPR, the detailed project report. DPR is nothing but your detailed project report where you will end to end fill the details of your project into pen and giving a complete insight. So once after the registration, if you want to evaluate investment, that is what you are supposed to do. You are supposed to have a strong DPR with a strong financials, and the profits should be clear in the DPR, whatever you make. So that is what your success journey depends upon, each and every step of your journey in the entrepreneurship. So moving forward, if you really want to start an entrepreneurship journey, there are schemes which are available for you to get the loan under subsidies, different categories. I'll be explaining to you now. So apart from this loans, if you want to avail any of the investments, it may be by the private investors, it may be by the interest based systems, or it might be by your venture capitalist crowdfunding you can do. There are many opportunities apart from the loan, but I'm restricting my talk to this because whenever the entrepreneurship topic comes, the finance can come from any source. By your usually what we do from in the beginning, we do the personal funding. If you have, it's fine. The personal parents, family members, your friend. That's the first stage. Next, you will try for investment. The private investors, whomever you know, you can take it on interest, or you can give a part of your profit shares to investor, equity based investment. That is one thing. And coming to venture capitalists, where we have a group of people who will invest partially in that option you can opt. That is the second level. Or in the second level, you can opt one more option, that is crowdsourcing. Like in the Fuel My Dream, if you people would have heard about it, the Fuel My Dream is an organization where you put up your projects and they will raise the funds. That maybe the investor is from an unknown source, you don't know this person, you know this crowdfunding of people for collecting the funds for this health issues like that. So that is the concept which plays well here in the crowdfunding also. And in the third phase, what you will go, you can go avail for the loan. But we usually recommend the first one, that is the personal investment or the personal investments whichever you have taken by your close friends, or you have taken from your parents or your personal savings, or the venture capitalist or the investment. Because what will happen, whenever you avail for a loan, the loan pressure will be different the next month. There may be a monetary period of 3 months, 6 months, but still the pressure will be, you will be under pressure. Working capacity will differ when you avail for a loan. So the we are being a mentor, or we being in the industry, we suggest to take a venture capitalist or a private investor, such that you can give a profit share in them once you finish your first scale or second scale of production. That is what we usually recommend, and the industry going on. Taking a loan is a different step. You can go avail a loan of 10 lakhs with your agriculture graduation also. That is completely a different sector. But we recommend, I'm speaking about entrepreneurship topic, so we recommend taking the a private investment or the venture capitalist or equity based investment in the beginning scale. Later you can go for a loan, that is not a big deal. Once you cross 2 cr 3 cr of revenue in your accounts, the bank will run to you, towards you, because you maintain a good accounts to give you the loan. That is not a big deal. But to maintain that, to have a proper accounting, you are supposed to invest in the first. Though you have a great financial background, though you have a personal investment, we recommend to take it, because the valuation of the company differs. You would have seen the articles like, this company has got this investment, this company has got raised the funds like that. So the valuation of the company differs. I can invest crores, I can invest 100 cr, 200 cr. No, a person coming from external invested 2 cr, 3 cr matters a lot in the market than your personal investments. Fine, that is the one which I wanted to highlight. So moving towards the third option, that is your schemes or the loans which are available to you from the government. So once you register your company, once you do the DPR and so on, you are supposed to take the loan, or you are supposed to move forward with the investment, because you want to expand. There will be no, only one drone is there in day one, there is no one drone in the day 10, then there is no progress. You are supposed to have 2 or 3 drones at the day 10. So to increase that, you are supposed to invest financially. So in that constraint, you will be availing the loans, you will be going for the investment, private investors, equity based investors, crowdfunding, anything. So the crowdfunding and things have been, and towards the loan schemes. So there are many loan schemes which are available in the market. The first one is the PMMY, that is the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. This is about 5 to 6 years back, where I have 3 categories, which was ranging up to 10 lakhs, and that is easily available loan when you compare to the other things. But you are supposed to register your company having a MSME certificate. You should have the Udyam register number. Then the next one is the Credit Guarantee Trust Fund for Micro Small Enterprises, CGTMSE loan. Whereas the Mudra loan is availing up to 10 lakh, but this CGTMSE will go up to 50 lakhs without collateral, and with collateral, it can go up to 1 CR also. And again, any startup is eligible for this, and you are supposed to have a UDM registration or MSME certificate to avail this loan, because this is under the Ministry of MSME. And this is collaboratively Ministry and SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India. And this Small Industries Development Bank of India usually for the development of the MSMEs and availing the loans to them under different schemes. And once you start your startup, after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, if you have a greater financial report, any bank will come and give you the loan. No need to search for the different schemes. And next is the Credit Capital Technology Application, where you have the CLCSS scheme. Once you have started, you have good financials for 1 or 2 years, you will get this loan to upgrade your technology. Whenever you want to import some machinery which is of high cost, whenever you want to upgrade your technology, whenever you want to get some greater machinery for the automation, for which is AI based, ML based, and sensor technology based, this scheme will aid you the loan up to 2 CR and plus any amount of loan depending upon your financials, past financials of your organization, and the worth. For example, first day your organization was worth 1 lakh, and then the organization is worth 5 lakh. Like that, depending upon the valuation of your companies, your organization at that particular moment, they'll be giving you the loans. And then for coming to the fourth one, Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. This is the one which I was telling you that day, that time also, where you will be moving like Agriculture Infrastructure Fund is from the nationalized banks. and the private sector banks, where this is been announced by just 6 months back, where you can avail the loan up to 2 CR. The maximum limit of this loan is up to 2 CR, and there is a moratorium period of around 6 months to 12 months in this sector also. And the interest is very less, 3% plus the bank interest, and it is compared to the other loans, and the process is completely online. And even the NABARD and this Ministry of Agriculture collaborated together to make this loan available to the agriculture infrastructure scheme. And it's available at the rate of 3% and maximum 5% depending upon the banks. And the projects eligible under is all the agriculture projects, including agri-technology projects. If you want to buy the drones also, the scheme is eligible for that. If you want to manufacture the drones also, the scheme is eligible for that. And everything is, if you want to start a processing unit, food processing units, you know the importance of food processing unit, primary and secondary processing of the foods, where you can save the most of the harvest of the farmers till it sells. Like that, there are many projects under this, and the limit is up to 2 CR. I'll show you the DPR format also for this scheme, and the DPR holds good for any of the loan schemes. So Stand Up India scheme by SBI. So coming forward again, along with the Stand Up India scheme, this is exclusively by the State Bank of India, which is a national, and the loan limit is up to 1 CR, and it can even go to up to 10 CR. I mean, sorry, 2 CR also, along with any collateral like land property. It can even go to up to 2 CR, but till 1 CR, there is no collateral. No need to pledge anything. You can easily get loan up to 1 CR. So in this scheme, what will happen is eligible with fertilizers, agriculture drones, all the projects which are eligible, which can be good financial, are eligible under this project. And this loan applying is also very easier. You can apply it through online, and you can process the hard copy of the application you have applied online to the nearest bank. So these are some of the top schemes. There are other schemes also which I don't want to highlight because that is not for agriculture. These are some of the schemes which are available for the agriculture graduates or the entrepreneurs who want to start their journey in the agriculture sector. And drones, usually we go into AI scheme as agriculture infrastructure scheme. Just give me a minute. I'll show you the DPR format of that AIF scheme, and that DPR format with some interchanges will hold good for all the systems. Just give me a minute. I'll just brief you out how to make a DPR, so it will be helpful for you whenever you want to start your projects. Just give me a minute. Sorry for the interruption. There was a network error. So let me share the screen. I'll show you the website where the scheme is available, and you can avail the services there. Just a second. Yeah, it's here. And you have sample reports which have been placed to you here. And this is the website which is only made for this national agriculture
प्रिया जी, आपका वॉइस बहुत ब्रेक हो रहा है।
financing scheme. Have this
And there is a lot of network glitch at your end.
about
Please
this
check your
scheme.
network
If you
connection.
want to read any details, you can look into this, and who are eligible and eligible can apply for the scheme. And what is the funding allocation? That is up to 2 CR I have as available for this lending systems, and their interest rates have been given here. And scheme monitoring, who will be monitoring the scheme, whether the NABARD or Ministry of Agriculture, that is given. Just a Okay. Aarti, am I audible properly now?
Yes, ma'am, you are perfectly audible.
Okay. Sorry for the interruption because there is so much of network issues and I changed the network, but still, it's fine. So there are many projects which are eligible under this scheme, that is APMC projects, the processing projects, the biostimulants projects. For example, if you want to start the manufacturing unit of this biostimulants, these are nothing but your biofertilizers and biopesticides that are also eligible. And these with the subsidies they'll be giving it to you depending upon the project, and cashew processing, chili processing, cold storage. If you want to start any cold storage, that is also eligible for this, and any secondary primary processing units related to any particular crop is also eligible for this. And if you want to start this dal mills, flour mills, the secondary processing units, still they are eligible. Fruit and vegetable processing units, mustard oil processing units, organic input production, that is your biofertilizer, biopesticides, or organic inputs, like in the sense if you want to completely give the fertilizer in the sense of organic, or if you want to process, because few organic stimulants are called Jivamrut or Panchamrut, which are from the cow based, cow dung based, cow urine based biopesticides. If you really want to work on that, still they are also available under this scheme. So you can still approach the systems for this scheme. And apart from this, if you want to avail the systems for this and all are the normal agriculture projects. If you really want to venture into agri-tech, smart farming systems, or if you want to manufacture the drones, if you want to buy the drones, as I told you, this agriculture infrastructure scheme up to 2 year of funding is available to you. And if you want to start the warehouses, any tech, any agri technology project, including the robotics, if you want to apply, that is still available under this project. And if you want to start the warehouses for the storages for the farmers, that is also available under this project. And you can do avail this system of working anytime. That is still, it is just 6 months of old scheme, so this is still available for that. And the DPR, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not able. Just give me a minute. Let me check if the DPR is available in this device or not. It's there. Just a second, I'm sharing it. So this is a DPR which you can, which is readily available in the market. Like this is the one you can say like this DPR
Ma'am, again, the network issue. Please
each
check.
and every, yeah. So whenever you avail any particular project, whenever you want to avail any funding or loan schemes, you are supposed to have a perfect DPR with a strong financials, which will be included in that. And the format, this format, whether it's on a private investment, this holds good for everything. I'll just brief you out what this DPR is. This is readily available in the website. What I opened just before, you can still go through the website also. So the first and the foremost thing is the particulars which you want, like the registration of your company. As I told you, you can register this your company as a government organization, whichever is your objective. If you want to start an institute, you can register as an organization. If you want to start an NGO, the NGO registration is available. Cooperative society, or a company, individual proprietorship company, or FPO, self-help groups, partnership companies, partnership firms, or a private limited companies, you can readily, all the available options are there to register your company. You can register to that. And the registration number will be given according to the registration category which you choose that you are supposed to enter. Then the GST is mandatory for all the businesses in today's world, and GST is should be done. And date of establishment, when you have started this incorporation, when the company was registered, not when you started the project, when the company is registered, or a particular name, brand name, or your GST registration. If your proprietorship rather than GST, you will not get any other details. Like that, you're supposed to enter that
incorporation date, then address, your registered office address, which is in the GST, then PAN number of the applicant, whoever the applicant he is there, their PAN number and address of the proposed site. For example, you have a particular office, a registered office, and you want to start there and you are proposing it to the other particular area, you can do propose that also. Then their address, including the district, state, pin code, everything you're supposed to enter. And if you belong to any of this category, SC, ST, women or minority, you're supposed to mention that because the subsidies will depend on the categories most of the times. So I'm mentioning the this category is very, address, telephone, mobile numbers, email IDs, and their qualifications you are supposed to enter of the promoters, the partners, and the team in the next column. And you're supposed to include the Aadhaar number, PAN number, academic and your experience, qualifications, and your DIN number. If you are registering a private limited company, you will be getting a DIN number. You are supposed to enter that, and your credit score. Individual credit score will aid to the loan which you are taking. Whatever the credit score you have, you are supposed to enter the credit score of that and the percentage of shareholdings. When you do a private limited company, you are supposed to divide the shares. In that, what amount of shares you hold good, you are supposed to enter that. And if you are doing a private limited, or you are doing a proprietorship or a partnership firm, you are going to do the profit sharing. Then you are supposed to enter the profit sharing system. Then again, sorry for the interruption. Let me share the screen again. Okay. So you're supposed to enter their qualification, their credit score, and so on in the second page, which will goes good with their credit facilities. If the individuals have any credit loans, or if they have taken, or if they are a part of any organizations, you are supposed to enter those loan or a cash credit, whatever is there on their liabilities. And the GST returns, if you have already started only 6 months upfront, you're supposed to enter the GST return details. Then comes the project details. First and the foremost is the objective of your project. That is, if you want to start the manufacturing facility, if you want to start the assembly facility, or if you want to buy the products that you want to specify in the objective things. Then the category, these are the categories which are available to avail the loan under this scheme. That is the supply chain, warehouse, silos, pack houses, assaying units, sorting and grading units, and the cold chains if you want to start the cold storage areas, and logistic facilities if you want to give it to the farmers. If your sector of interest is that, you can do avail that also. And primary processing centers, ripening chambers, organic input production, biostimulant production. I told you all these categories. Smart and precision agriculture, your drones and robotics come into this. And any supply chain infrastructure for the clusters that you can do it, and projects promoted under central, state, or local. Apart from this, if you are any project which are promoted by the central, state, and local bodies, you can do apply that also. Or if your category doesn't fall in any of this, and if you feel it is a valid project, you can put it in another category area. And then you are supposed to enter the place or residence, the place where you are going to start, whether it's a rental or taken on lease, or you have bought it, the land area, or if it is leased, and what is the lease value, lease tenure, rent value, rent tenure, everything you are supposed to enter all the details. Along with the connectivity, roads, availability of water, and availability of power, whatever is there, you are supposed to enter all that. This is what the proposed place where you are going to start the manufacturing facilities, you are supposed to enter the details of that. Then the proposed facility, what are the facilities you will be giving according to your project, you are supposed to enter, whether it's ripening chambers or the pre-coolers or the irrigation facilities or the other production systems, whatever are there in your facilities, you are supposed to enter that. Then any alternative technology you have found or you have patented apart from these facilities, you are supposed to mention that in the second column. Then the how your manufacturing goes, how your organization working goes, you are supposed to enter in the flow chart in the third column. And whenever when if you have leased the land and if you own the land, whenever you are starting the commencement of the systems, that you are supposed to enter the construction details and the commencement even after the construction when you are starting the project. Then financials, you are supposed to enter the estimated project details, which includes the site development, civil works, construction details, and the licensing if you have any, and the interest of transaction, working capital, how much you need for paying the salaries, maintaining electricity bills every day. You are supposed to make a project financial report for 5 years and you are supposed to enter that. Then apart from that, any other miscellaneous expenses you found, transportation you found, you're supposed to enter that also in the last column. And the means of finance, how much you have been invested, and what is the capital subsidy benefit, how much you are expecting from the loan. And if you have any other investors in the line, you are supposed to enter that also. Then what is the basic revenue projections, how much you are expecting in 5 years, as I told you. How this is completely a auditor or a CA work, which they'll be giving you all this in the format of revenue projections once you give the project basic details. This you are supposed to enter for 5 years. Usually we make the plans for 5 to 7 years depending upon the loan data. Then the financial parameters, what is the interest rate, what is the average debt, all these will be done with your auditors, whoever you have been hired for making this project. Or if you're skilled enough to do it, you can do it, but there is a lot of calculation on the software work which is working on this. So we recommend the having a CA to do this. Then credit facilities proposed, which is fund based. If you want to take it on fund based, if you have already a while, that one you're supposed to enter down all the details. Then collateral security, if you want the loan above the 2 CR, if you are supposed to pledge the collateral, a property or a land which you have bought in the company name or your personal properties, you are supposed to pledge just the collaterals if you want to avail it about 2 CR. Then repayment schedule, which including the moratorium, depending upon your bank, you are supposed to enter that. Then statutory or other approvals or registrations, whatever have been required according to your project, you are supposed to enter those details. And what are the raw materials, or where are you getting, and what is the area you have provided for the particular raw material with the area chart, the layout chart you are supposed to enter in this in 12th column. In the 13th column, you're supposed to enter the village, commodities, quantities, everything in detail. And the 14th column, the product marketing arrangements, what is your forward and backward marketing strategies, you are supposed to enter that. Then the employment generation, how much you're directly employing non-skilled labor, skilled labors, degree graduates, undergraduates, PG graduates, whatever you are employing, that you are supposed to enter. Then any alternative or renewable energy sources you are utilizing, for example, you have solar panels for your systems like that, you're supposed to enter. Then footprints, or what is your milestones in your journey, that you are supposed to enter in this 7 years. And this is for a loan tenure of maximum 7 years with a monitoring period of 6 to 12 months, where you can avail this at any of the nationalized and private securities. We recommend nationalized banks for that. So the of points with a bit of rearrangements, the DPR should contain all these points. The detailed project report, whenever you make it, it should contain all these points. And coming to Aviana's perspective, we manufacture in-house all the particular parts with the 3D printing technology and other electronic parts. Also, we are outsourcing to the Indian manufacturers by sharing the technology to manufacture, and we do assemble all the things which have been manufactured with us to make the best drone. That is why we are cost effective in nature. And moving forward, for as a career opportunity to the students, we are offering jobs at a particular qualification rate, and we are offering the franchises for each village, where you can, if you are interested, you can avail the details of the franchises. And by the end of our training sessions, I will be sharing you the pricing details of the drones along with the franchisee model, business plan also. So this is the one which is goes with the today's topics. We have covered almost all, and you can check into our website if you require more details of how we are working and what we are working on. You can readily check into your website, check into our websites, and the pricing details and the distributorship details if you want to take over, or the franchises if you want to take over. My number is readily available in the group. You can do contact me anytime, or if you really want to have any discussion related to the further things, you can do message me. Preferably message is the first communication way. If I don't respond for a longer time, you can still ping me up. So this is what the topic of today, and we have a clear doubt. I think I have almost cleared all the doubts related to the topics whichever have been asked to me in the series of 2 doubt clearing sessions. And tomorrow we have 1 more doubt clearing sessions, where we'll be having a greater discussions, and whatever the doubts you have, you can pack it up for tomorrow and we'll be ready to clear those things. And franchisee model details, pricing details, I'll be sending it to you by the end of the sessions of our products. So thank you all. We are at the end of the session. You all can leave. Aarti, you can close the session for today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.